I'm here tonight with John Anderson, sports broadcaster of ESPN.
Yep.
And I'm Grace DeWire, and he's here tonight with Columbia Golf Foundation. Can you tell us what brought you here tonight?
I was invited, and I don't often get invited to really nice clubs, so I had no idea what they had in store for me. I just said yes. Figured maybe I'll get a chance to play the course, and that's all I need. If I can get a tee time somewhere, I'll be there. I don't care if it's a goat ranch or Pine Valley. But more seriously, the Columbia Golf Foundation, one of the people that helped run it, Steve Humphreys, is a friend of mine. Said, would you mind coming to do this? And I thought it was a brilliant idea. I would love to do that. I love to promote golf. I love the sport. I think it's a great sport for kids to learn. Until they said, and we'd like you to do it with John Sunfeld. Great. Why don't do it with a Missouri legend who's probably 13 strokes better than I am? So that part will be a little bit embarrassing. But other than that, thrilled to be here and glad to help. See if we can raise some money so we can get kids out hitting golf balls.
Exactly. And you are originally from Wisconsin.
Green Bay, Wisconsin. They have a football team.
Right. And you came to Mizzou. Mm-hmm. And what brought you all the way from Wisconsin to Mizzou?
Well, the politically correct answer is obviously the world's foremost and leading journalism school, which is true mostly. The other part was a lovely man by the name of Bob Thiel, who was the head track and field coach here for many years, offered me a chance to run. I was in Wisconsin, and I had one really good track season, and I was dumb enough to think maybe I could do better. And so I called the people in Wisconsin, and they were very nice, and they said, actually, we have a high jumper, and a really good one. He won Big Ten titles. And so we don't need you to run, but please come to school here.
Right.
And so then I called Coach Thiel, and he said, why, by all means, come down and run. We'd love to have you. And so I was on the fence between Missouri and Wisconsin, and so who wouldn't want to come down to Columbia in 90-degree weather in the fall, maybe 100-degree weather, and suffer from oxygen debt? So I surrendered on the spot. Only to find out when I got here that Coach Thiel was the nicest, most genuine, just the best, one of the best people I know. So if anybody in this would come off here and ask if they could run, he would have said, sure, come try. So I didn't realize at the time, I thought I was really, special. As it turned out, I was just, that was him being a Southern gentleman. But he let me stay around for 4 years, so I owe a lot to him.
Awesome. So you went through the sports broadcasting part of Mizzou journalism, and then what brought you all the way to ESPN?
I went through the broadcasting department. Sports is kind of a dirty word a lot of times, yeah. Oh, I don't mind, especially now that Dean Mills is retiring. That was, we are here to teach people journalism and news, and we are going to be hard news people, and we are going to get ink on our fingers.
Dogs, right?
Right, we are going to, sunlight is the best disinfectant, the whole thing. So everything you did on sports had to be overtime and on your own, and you had to really want to do that. So I feel well grounded in the fundamentals of not only the inverted pyramid, but all the other journalism tenets that would make Walter Williams really happy. So I came through that, but I always wanted to work in sports somehow. I didn't know. I found out, thanks to Coach Thiel running here, that I was not good enough to ever be an athlete of any significance once I left college. So I thought, well, we should make sure the studies are good. And then I took a very circuitous route to get to ESPN. It's one of the things I sort of tell students when I run into them here at the school.
I bet they want to know how to get to ESPN.
They do that, and I always just say, listen, it's great to have a goal, but you don't necessarily have to be married to the path. Great, here's what I'd like to do, but you never know how you might get there. So I started as a part-time news photographer thinking, hey, it's easier to find jobs from in the business than sending out resumes for the perfect job. Mm-hmm. So I started in Oklahoma as a part-time news photographer. Then they start at 5 o'clock and they need somebody to help with the sports. Volunteer, here I am, so I did that. Then I went across the street from an ABC over to the CBS station and did some reporting and fill-in anchoring. Then the weekend anchor went to Russia to adopt kids and was gone for almost ever, so I basically took the job.
That was your in.
It really was. I feel bad that someone's infertility issues ended up benefiting me in a way professionally. And then from there, went to Phoenix, and then to ESPN. And lo and behold, 16 years later, here we are sitting together.
And do you have a favorite?
It was that quick.
Do you have a favorite thing that you love about Mizzou?
Oh, for an alumni function I was in one time. I said, what's your favorite Mizzou memory? And I just thought that's sort of unfair, having been here 4 years, 4.5 years. and maybe 2 summers, because I wanted to get the full value of the education. So I spent a lot of time here, more than most people. I had a lot of hours. But to pick one, I never can. So I always say my favorite Mizzou memory is graduating, because it sort of encompassed everything over those 4.5 years. Whether it was the work that you had to do through school, whether it was the fun, whether it was the camaraderie of my track team and the friends I made there, whether it was on occasion at dry campus trying to sneak a beer on, anything that was all inclusive, that things that are great about college that I think most people, hopefully if they have a great college experience, go through and have those stories. So to isolate one it just isn't easy, and I wouldn't want to do that, because then there'd probably be 14 I forgot or left out. So I just think, when I finally get to walk across the stage and they said, here's your diploma, you have no parking tickets, we're going to mail you your grades, that was really a signature moment.
And Columbia Golf Foundation is a non-for-profit. Is there any more youth-based nonprofits that you support?
I do. It's called the Anderson Family Charitable Foundation, which is much like the Columbia Golf Foundation, which is a 503c event. And yes, and it so happens that we do most of our work both in my hometown of Green Bay and here in Columbia. So we have had golf tournaments here, which actually the Columbia Golf Foundation has helped. Both they have had some of their kids come caddy for celebrities that we had here. So we did that for a couple years, and then I got tied up doing a show for ABC called Wipeout. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to tell it's been canceled yet or not. 7 good years. And then the last 2 years we've had the College Avenue Mile, where we run them down. But we've started, there are 4 running clubs at elementary schools around here, Parkade, Alpha Heart, Blue Ridge, a couple of them. So we help kids get shoes. If they run enough miles, we give them new tennis shoes, get them t-shirts, we let them, we pay entry fees into the races, and then we've helped outfit a STEM classroom here in one of the elementary schools, and then we try to donate generously to the food bank of Central and Northeast Missouri. And we've put, I think in the last 4 years, I want to say conservatively, that we have put about $150,000 back in the community. And so so that is the other nonprofit that I'm sort of intimately aware of here in Columbia, is the stuff we've done.
Well, that's great involvement. And thank you so much for coming out. We really appreciate it here at Columbia Golf Foundation.